I'm going to tell you about the aftermath of the Hobbytown Toon Class races. So yes, I went to Hobbytown this month and raced in the Toon Class races, and I raced these two cars here, Eagle and my newest car, Hellboy. Yeah, two BMAX racers. They're really, really awesome. And yeah, it took a long time to finish those races. Over 4 hours, because there were 67 cars racing. Pretty darn cool. Now, I'm going to tell you that even though I didn't win, even though I wasn't in the top 5, I still had very competitive cars. And I'm going to tell you, this newest car here, Hellboy, it's got a shot for the future. So pretty darn cool. This is fast enough. It just needs to be a smidge faster. I know how to get and coax that speed out of this car for sure, for sure. And yeah, this is, as you see here, I've described Hellboy, my newest mock frame with, whoa, a torque-tuned engine in there. Very cool. And look at this wonderful roller set up here, spinning freely here. Look at that. Very nice. And the shield guards here, very nice. And the 12-13 rollers here, very nice. And the wonderful, wonderful stuff that's on the bottom here, the brakes and the mass dampers, very, very cool. So yeah, this car, let's see, how did it fare? Well, I'll tell you that for lane 1, it won its heat, got to the quarterfinals, won the quarterfinals, got into the semifinals, where I raced 2 other cars, and unfortunately I came in second place because another car in the last moments of the race whizzed by me. Otherwise I would have been first. Oh well, that's how the ball bounces. And then for the second lane races, I didn't make it the second lane, but for the third lane races, I won my heat, I got into the quarterfinals, and then I ended up second place in the quarterfinals, unfortunately. Now for the fourth lane, same thing. I won my heat, I got into the quarterfinals, and then I was second place again in the quarterfinals, unfortunately. And yeah, for the fifth lane, this didn't make it. It just wasn't fast enough against those other cars. And here, Eagle made the first and I believe the third, and it got into the quarterfinals there, but it couldn't go any further than that. And then in the final, for lane 5, won its heat, lost in the quarterfinals, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the way the ball bounces. So yeah, all in all, I think these cars did pretty well considering the level of competition that was there. 67 cars. There's bound to be all sorts of things happening with a 67 car field. Yeah, there are fast cars, there are slow cars, and you just have to basically remember, the fastest car doesn't always win. And proof of that is the way this car won is I would be like right behind the leader, but the leader wasn't stable enough, and this one just continued on its course while the leader coursed out. Yeah, so pretty cool. I like the fact that this is a nice, strong, and stable car, and so I'm going to continue racing it in the future and making improvements upon it. So for its first outing, this did especially well, I would say. Pretty darn cool. I didn't get to race in any of the other categories because by the time open class came around, it was like 8 o'clock already, and a lot of people just started leaving. So I was like, I gotta get home. And then I was like driving through this crazy rainstorm where there was coastal flooding areas, and I was driving through puddles of water. It was sick. And I like, my car, my Mini Cooper, like slipped 3 times in the rain. And I wasn't even driving that fast. And that was like insane because it was like really weird to actually drive for real through like rainstorms like that, where the rain was actually coming at you like horizontally. That's how scary it was. So nobody was driving above like 50 miles an hour, and in many cases I had to dumb down my driving to 35 miles per hour so that I can traverse certain roads. It was really slippery and wet out there. Very, very crazy. So yeah, I'm glad that I made it through that, because it was like an hour and 15 minutes normally to drive back home, and it took well over an hour and a half. Crazy, very crazy. So yeah, in this box stock they have a new system set up. It's a new scoring system where they give you a number, an ID number, at the beginning of the race, and then they randomize where you are in the race. So you basically have to register with the race master, Eric, and then he assigns a number to your car, and then that number is randomly selected and placed inside the various fields of cars so that you get your 5 chances in all of the 5 heats that you belong to. So yeah, pretty cool. So unfortunately I didn't know that there was this new system in place, and I didn't register my car in time. So when I got to Hobbytown, I actually came earlier than I expected, but I ended up getting in there when it was like the second heat was going on. And in the past I could have entered the race right there, but because of the new system I couldn't. So unfortunately, then that would have just messed up everything, I think, if I had just somehow inserted myself in there. So yeah, next time I'll just call ahead and get my car in the race beforehand. Yeah, so whenever I show up, then I'll race them. Pretty cool. So yeah, I saw a lot of cars that were really, really fast for open class, and my answer to all those cars was this one. This one, Wolfie, this was flying. This is like, this was making its jumps and such, but unfortunately, 2 laps it was perfect, and then 3rd lap it just coursed out. So I'm like, okay, we gotta just dumb this down a little bit too, add a little more heavy braking here and there, and yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, maybe next time I'll race open class with this. Pretty darn cool. Yeah, the other cars I had, some of them were so fast that they just coursed out here and there. So Wolfie was like super fast and stayed on the track for just 2 laps. So, but I'm pretty sure that if I tinkered with it a little bit more, I probably would have gotten it to stay on the track. Pretty cool. So yeah, and it's a shame that I didn't get to race my box stock cars because I brought a plethora of different box stock cars. So yeah. But anyway, that's the way the ball bounces. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and yeah, so maybe next time I'll be able to get into the top 5. Yeah. So everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.